Okay, hey y'all. We are going to do some more problems from 10.5, which are right here. Okay, so this problem says to evaluate, and it has V. V is, that's for volume, and it actually gives me the formula for volume, which is V equals L times W times H. And L is your length, W is your width, and H is your height. And if you look at V equals, all of those letters, L, W, H, there's nothing in between them. They're touching, and that implies multiplication. So we're literally going to fill in the values we know, which this is my length, it's 14. This is my width. I'm going to put that in parentheses. And then in parentheses, I have my height, which is 4. Following the order of operations, if you do 14 times 8, what we get is 112. So we have volume equals 112 times 4. Then if you do 112, if I can get it, if you do 112 times 4, we get, that's not right, 112 times 4. I keep not doing it right. Okay, hold on. Let me go and do this. 112 times 4. Yes, 448. My 12-year-old, are you 12? Yeah. Is sitting next to me right now, and he's like, 448. 448. So the volume of this, it's like a prism, really. It's like a 3D rectangle, is 448. Okay, so let's look at this problem right here. This says simple interest, I, in dollars is calculated using the formula I, and that's an equal. I equal PRT. That means interest equals, and then it's the P times the R times the T. And each of these letters stand for something else. It says here, P represents the principal or amount in dollars that is invested or borrowed. R represents the annual interest rate expressed as a percent, and T represents our time, and it's in years. Find the value of the remaining variable in the simple interest formula. For this particular one, they give us P, R, and T. If you have a problem that, say it gives you I, P, and R, well, then what you would be finding is your T. Or if it gives you I, R, and T, you'd be finding your P. So just make sure you pay attention to what variable it is that you're finding, okay? So this is to find the value of the remaining formula. And here's a good hint. It's definitely not a suggestion. You have to do this to be able to solve this problem correctly. I noticed that I wasn't given my I, so that is what I'm finding. Then I have equals. They gave me my P, which is 400. And then right here, they give me my R, which is 6%. The hint says to write the percent as a decimal. So if my R equals 6%, what you do is you actually are going to just write the number 6. We're going to assume that our decimal would be on the right-hand side of our 6. And to write a percent in a decimal, you actually scoot over 2 times. Do you see how I have that opening right there? That gets filled in with a 0. And so I'm going to do an equal sign because this implies that 6% is actually written as the decimal, a 0, and a 6. That's saying 6/10, so it is 6%. So whenever you plug it in here, you actually need to make sure that you write it as 0.06. And then if you look at the formula, the last thing that we do is we multiply our P and our R by our T, and our T is 6. So in parentheses, I write 6. Now, following order of operations, 400 times 0.06 would be the multiplication that we do first. And that product that we get would be, there we go. We get 24. So we go right back here. And we have, I don't know why that closed. I'm starting to think this whiteboard app doesn't like me anymore, y'all. You notice how right in the middle of a problem, it decides it just wants to go away? Where were we? Right here. And we have I equals 24. And then we have our times 6. Dalton, what's 24 times 6? I get 128. So, thank you, Dalton. This is saying that our simple interest, he said 124. And yes, because 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12. Well, actually, 6 times, the easiest way to do that would be 6 times 20 is 120. And then 6 times 4, here, you're wrong. Tell it to me. 6 times 20, 120. And then 6 times 4, 6 times 4 is 24. Well, so close because I put you on the spot. Usually you got it like that, but I put you on the spot. 6 times 4 is 24. So then you do 120 plus 24 is 144. Okay, so we get 144. And then the problem says simple interest, that's our I, and it's in dollars. So if you wanted to be completely correct, the answer would be in dollars, $144. That equals our interest. Okay, so let's do this one. The perimeter of a rectangle is 36 meters. The length is 2 meters more than 3 times the width. First, let me go ahead and draw my rectangle. In your homework, you will have a rectangle, and in your exam, there will be a rectangle, okay? It's just with my copying and pasting, I didn't have one. So it says the perimeter is going to be 36 meters. I learned that the perimeter is also going to be the sum of all of the sides, correct? So if it's telling me that the perimeter is 36 meters, this lets me know that in my equation, I'm going to have equal 36, right? Okay, so it says the length is 2 meters more than 3 times the width. That means in that part of the problem, it gave me specifics about the length, but it didn't tell me necessarily anything about the width. It actually used the width to describe the length. So what I don't know about is my width, and that would be represented by an X. Like I said, in the homework, it might use a W or a P or an R. It doesn't matter what the variable is, as long as you understand how to do the setup. So now let's read that sentence again. The length is 2 meters more than 3 times the width. Okay, my width is X, right? So 3 times the width would be 3X. And then it says the length is 2 meters more. More would imply that I'm adding, I'm going up, I'm increasing. So it's 3X plus 2. That's the length. And then let me read this and highlight this real quick. Let's let this equal my L. That equals my W, right? Now see if you can follow along with this. It says the length is 2 meters more than 3 times the width. Does that make sense? Okay, so again, perimeter is going to be the sum of these sides. Now, if you notice, what I have here is 2 lengths and 2 widths, correct? So that would be my width. Oh, what did I do, W? My width is X, and I have 2 of them. And then I need to add to that 2 lengths. So if I do distribution, I get 6X plus 4 And then if I combine like terms, 6 plus 2 is 8. Signs are the same, so it's positive. Keep your variable, keep your exponent. Bring down your plus 4 equal 36. Do the inverse of a positive 4, you get a negative 4. And we get 8x, those went away, equals 36 minus 4. Signs are different, so we subtract, keep the sign of the larger, we get a positive 32. And then here I need to divide by 8 to isolate that variable. To solve for my x, those would cancel. I'm going to scoot right here, y'all. I get x equals Dalton 32 divided by 8, 4. So this is saying that x equals 4. It told me to find the length and the width though, right? This, because it's x, I said that my width is x. So this, my width, is x. Okay, for my length, I actually need to plug this 4 into that expression. So I do 3 times 4 plus 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Signs are the same, so it's positive. Add 2. Those signs are also the same, so I add and keep. I get 14. So the width is 14. The width is 4. The length is 14. Okay, y'all, I've got a few more, but I'm going to do those together. I'm going to actually go ahead and not cancel, but turn off this video. And I will be back to solve these other problems. If y'all have questions, make sure you ask, okay? Thanks. Bye.